Hey everyone, welcome back to Beauty in the Frizz. My name is Kara, and whether you're new or returning, thank you so much for stopping by and hanging out with me for another one today. So excited, y'all, to finally get this video up. Today we're going to be talking about the new Natasha Denona Eye Sculpt Texture and Tone palettes in both soft and dramatic. If that sounds good and you want to hear about the palette, see some swatches, a couple looks, and some comparisons, keep watching this video. Let me know what you think and consider joining the community because I'd love to have you back. All right, let's get started. So how are you? I'm happy. I had the chance to actually sit down and film. I am just thrilled to be doing it, and I'm happy to be here with you all. So please let me know how you're doing in the comment section of the chat, whichever you prefer. And we're gonna go ahead and get into it. Now, y'all know I love me some Natasha Denona. So when I saw these palettes, they were going to be mine. There was really no consideration about like, do I have the colors and stuff like that? Because the answer is yes. But nope, these were gonna be mine. So let's just hear a little bit about this creation. These palettes are built on the concept of the mini Sculpt palette, which came out earlier this year. And these palettes are a new size. It's called Midi Plus. And each palette has 18 shades. She used her undertone system that she has in her concealer to number the shades. It just makes the palettes really user-friendly and easy. The looks are arranged in columns. And so if you're looking for a certain undertone, it's just gonna be really easy to figure it out. We have warm, we've got yellow, rosy, peach, neutral, and we have cool. So I really like how she did that. I am here for a guide, for a guideline. She also has these inserts here, which go over that undertone system. We see the formulas. And there's also some guidance on where you can apply these shades on the eye. So I think that is really great, but you know that you can use these shades any way you want. These palettes are pricey. They're $82. And I know there were some codes going around. My friend Jamie found a code and she got 30% off. I did not know about that. So I did get, I think, 10% off. But we all know Black Friday is coming up, the Sephora sale is coming up, and I believe that these palettes are permanent. So if you're looking for them, wait for a sale, a real sale. And I think you'll feel like these palettes are worth it. We have some different formulas in the palette. We've got the silky mattes, the creamy mattes, the slip cream mattes. There are some sparkling foils and metallics. I think those are all of the formulas. These palettes are cruelty free. They have a shelf life of 24 months and they are made in Italy. Now that you've heard about the palette, let's go ahead and get into two looks and then I'll be back with some comparisons and my final thoughts. All right, y'all, we're gonna get into a look with the soft palette. All these codes are just a lot for me right now, but I'm gonna try to let you know what formula each shadow is that I'm putting on. Let's start with P2, which is a silky matte. Silky mattes are like still powdery, so we haven't run into the creamy ones yet, but I plan on getting there. And I'm just using this to set down my primer. Let's try out Y3. Y3 is a slip cream matte. It's on the cooler side, and this is gonna be more along the lines. So that's what it looks like on the brush. And I like this formula because as pigmented as that is, you see that like you have to build the shade, which I'm into buildable these days. So I'm just gonna put this on the outer corner and the crease. And I just wanna show you what the pan looks like. You can still kind of get like some powder kick up in there, but I think the plus with this is that it's hard to overdo the pigment, which that's nice. This formula to me is really beginner friendly. All right, again, that's Y3, yellow 3. There's only a couple metallics here. We're gonna try out C1, which is a metallic. Hi.
You know the $20 that Uncle Marvin gave me for my birthday, and I added up for 40.
The $40, what about
He
it?
gave me.
Yeah.
Can I use half of it?
4. You don't have to be afraid. Like, just tell me what you want to use.
Say no.
But you don't have to be afraid. Even if I am gonna say no, you don't have to be afraid. Roblox?
Yeah.
So you would like to spend part of your birthday money on Roblox?
Like $5 million, and I really usually don't do nothing with it.
You don't do anything with it. That's pretty. Can you do 15? Is there a way to do 15? No, it's like 20 or none. So there's not a $14.99. Where's the money? All right, that is C1. That's looking beautiful. And this is a nice soft look, but if we want to make it a little more glam, I was thinking about using the Cool 3 or the Warm 3. I want to just use a different matte formula, but I think all of these are the slip creams. So we're going to do C3, which is this shade right here. This is going to be a cooler look. Again, I'm just going to stamp it here to make it smoky. Okay, thank you.
I did not.
And then the other one needs to be saved. That's pretty.
Here.
Listen, don't use all those Roblox today. Because if you do, that's it. This is it for the rest of September. All right, I'm just going to take a pencil brush and I'm gonna go back into Y2. Actually, no, let's go into C2. I do. A C2 is gonna go under the lower lash line. And then I'm gonna go into Y1 for the inner corner. Wink, wink. A little matte inner corner highlight today. All right, and here is a look with the soft palette. And we could go even smokier by using this black shade right here, which looks really, really nice. We also could have left it lighter. I'm gonna put on my mascara and then you'll see the finished look. Here's the look with mascara. I just used the Dior Over Show mascara. I can't remember the name. But this is what it looks like. We could, of course, always step this up even more with a lash or a liner. But, you know, we about to go to karate, so this is what we're doing. And I absolutely love this look. I think it's really beautiful. Cool tones typically were not my favorite, but I, over the years, have started to really love them. And I think this is a really nice, elegant look that many people would be able to achieve. We could have also not used the metallic and just left it as an all matte look. So despite the palette being neutral, I'm just finding a lot of options for looks in this palette. And at this point in the video, I probably use this palette 3 times. So I'm really having fun with it. Let me know your thoughts on this look, and then we're gonna get into a look with the Dramatic palette. All right, we are back from karate, and now we are gonna be doing a look with the Dramatic palette. We are going to start with Yellow 1 as our little set down shade. I'm just gonna apply that here, not even on the lid really. It's just gonna help more with the gradient I'm trying to do here. I'm all about a nice gradient. Now I wanna go into P3. That's the slip cream, which is probably my favorite formula. I'm always looking for a reason here. Oh, look at that, look at it. That. Okay, I ain't gonna get into it, but this is just a very nice formula. And to think, I was not into the cream to powders at first, but now I'm like, Tasha, come on, because she stopped including these for a while. She had like the silky mattes, but those are still powdery. These creamy mattes are just great. They're just so easy to use and so buildable. I'm just a huge fan. Let's try R3, which is a shade I've used before. That's a silky matte. And I'm just gonna put that on the lid here. That's pretty. I'm gonna start with N1 here, which is another creamy matte. I'm gonna have to come back because initially I wanted to do a look and use these two, and we're not gonna get there yet, but I will get there. This is ooh, okay, that's smoky. It's pretty. I really like that. Okay. Now, do we want to get into a shimmer? Let's see. I kind of like the all matte idea here, but I am going to just test out the shimmer, and I'm actually using N2. I'll show it to you. That's this one here, right there. And to me, these are not the shimmiest of shimmers that I've seen Natasha do. So just so you know that. I don't think they're as shimmy. That's just my own opinion, but you know, I'll have to keep playing with it. But that's initially how I feel. They're not the shimmiest of shimmer. And that's okay, because like sometimes I'm not looking for all the shim, you know? Ooh, that's pretty. Just gonna go under the lower lash line. Let's just use the R3 here, little rosy shade. I'm gonna take my Slick waterline pencil in rich brown. Then we'll do the inner corner highlight. Now I'm gonna go into W2. I'm putting on the mascara, and then that'll be a wrap. All right, friends, here is our look with the Dramatic palette. Let me know what you think. I kind of just threw this together. Definitely like a nice little smoky look. I think this one would look so good with lashes though. Yes, it would be so pretty. Oh my gosh. Yeah, I like it. So those are the two looks, and I just feel like there's so many other ones that we can do with the palette. What I want to do now is look at a few of my Natasha Denona palettes and just compare them to these two new palettes to just see, like, do we already have well, you know, I know I already had the colors. Let me just stop. Do you already have the colors, and are these palettes worth adding into your collection? So let me grab those. All right, friends, I've got a pretty big pile here of my Natasha palette. So let's just go ahead and get started on the comparisons. I'm gonna just grab her palettes, then I'm gonna see which one of the new palettes may have similar shades. Let's do that. I'm gonna start with the Glam Face palettes, and I have both light and deep. Here's the light one. Here's the soft palette. So yeah, I mean, they look like they're part of the same family. Let's hold up the Dramatic palette. I don't know. There's still some shades of similar depth in the Dramatic palette as well. And here's the deep palette. So I definitely think these two are more related to one another. All right, next we have I Need a Warm. Definitely think that I Need a Warm is gonna align more with, no, maybe not. I was gonna say it's gonna align more with the Dramatic palette, but I'm actually not so sure because the I Need a Warm palette has some peachy tones. And not really. Let's put it up next to the soft palette. Ah, a lot of Natasha palettes. It's crazy. I don't know. It's not as cool toned as this, but it's not as warm as the Dramatic palette. To me, it's almost like in the middle. Like, I think if you have I Need a Warm, you might still find different looks, you know, with either one of the new palettes. Well, next we have the Bronze palette. Now the Bronze palette is definitely gonna align more with the Dramatic palette. This one's very orange, very red. Yeah, I definitely think that these two are more aligned, but I still think the Dramatic palette is different enough from Bronze where, you know, you could have both if you wanted to have both. Next we have the Glam palette. Now the Glam palette is gonna align more with the cool toned light palette. The Glam palette I still think is a lot cooler, but this one's gonna align more with the soft. Now I bought out the Retro palette just because there are some of the rosy tones in Retro, but I don't know. I think Retro is just a lot different. There's only 3 rosy shades in each palette. So, you know, Retro is like this nice, beautiful rosy or berry kind of cool palette. Maybe these two would go together, but I don't know. Retro's to me different altogether. I also have Bloom. I don't even know why I brought Bloom out because I just need to look at it, but I don't think Bloom, even the rosy shades, Bloom might be a bit brighter. Let's see. Yeah, it's definitely not gonna go with the Dramatic palette. My Bloom palette looks all fresh because I've only used it like one time. I think we see some similar shades a little bit like right around here, some of the mattes, But again, this is altogether a whole different type of palette. I Need a Nude, which I definitely think is gonna align with the soft palette. I love this palette. Yes, I think these two definitely align. Yep. This one's gonna give you more depth though. Oh my gosh, I forgot the most important palette of all. Oh, I was gonna be so mad. Hold on. My brain is fried. Hold on. Y'all, I almost forgot my baby Biba. I was grabbing all the middies and almost forgot. Oh, sorry. I don't even think I can't even hold this up. Oh gosh, Biba. She has seen better days, y'all. I just don't even know when this shade broke right here. It's so sad. Damn. I definitely think, and I'm so sorry, can I hold it up? But I think Biba combines elements from both palettes. Yeah, I really do. But it definitely is giving me more of the dramatic palette vibes, for sure. Yeah, I'm so sorry I can't hold it up, but my shine shade broke. Yeah, Biba's definitely giving the dramatic palette. So if you are looking for like a modern day Biba, I think the dramatic palette is going to give you that. The only thing that the dramatic palette is missing are the grays. And let me just see, because does the soft palette really even have gray, like true gray shades? It doesn't. So, I mean, Biba has a couple cool tone browns, but there's no like true gray in either of the palettes. And Biba does have a true, oh my gosh, 2 true grays here. They're both mattes. Yeah, I think one is a regular matte and the other one is like a creamy matte, cream to powder. No, you're not gonna get these 2 shades in either of the palettes, and I think that's what makes Biba a little bit different. There's some other differences like shimmers and formula, but that's the only thing that Biba has that the other palettes don't have. Oh my gosh, in my opinion. So final thoughts, I really like these. I have been enjoying using them. I've now used them 5 times in total, and I'm definitely like not bored at all. I actually like both palettes. I don't know if I could pick one. Well, you know what? I'm thinking I would pick the dramatic palette over the soft one. You can make dramatic looks with the soft palette and soft looks with the dramatic palette. I like that the dramatic palette has more shimmer options. I think that's really nice. I wish that she would have done the same layout for the soft palette, or at least included more than 2 shimmers. As far as the formula, I have nothing to say. The formulas are buildable. You can layer them. I mean, I layered a whole bunch of different colors, and I mean, I feel like both looks turned out great. The looks that I did on my shorts, those turned out great. I didn't even really pay attention to the guide. I just used them the way that I wanted to. I do really like that each column is a look. I think that's really great. That makes the palette really user-friendly. If you're trying to do quick looks or 1 and done looks or 2 and done looks or whatever, like they're just all laid out for you, and then you can kind of get creative as you go along. My favorite formula in here is the creamy mattes. I was really happy to see them. And it's funny because when I first started using her eyeshadows, that was the formula I could not stand. I didn't know what I was talking about because they're great. I think the size of the palettes are also great. And I just want to make sure, because I did hear someone say it, I think that these shades are interchangeable with the midi eyeshadow sizes. Just want to make sure. Yes, it looks like they're interchangeable with the midi eyeshadow sizes. So that's great. If you're someone who likes to rearrange, you can do that. I wonder if she's going to create any other palettes in this format. Is this the new midi? I think this is called a midi plus. Tasha, you probably didn't see my short and you probably won't see this either. However, asking for myself and a couple friends, a Metropolis situation would be great. A trio chrome situation would be optimal for all of us out here. We are into it. So if you see this, just some ideas, something to put on your radar because we are waiting. I love the palette. I have no regrets on purchasing them, but if you have a Natasha Denona collection the way I do, I can also understand you saying I don't need these, because we really don't. But I think it was a really good release for Natasha Denona, and I think that the way I've been seeing eyeshadow, like the trend, I think these palettes are gonna sell very well, and they're gonna sell even better on a sale because they're so easy. But that's it. I'm happy with them. I'm glad I bought them, and I actually like the soft palette more than I thought. So I'd love to know what you think about these palettes, if you purchase them or if you skip them. Let's continue the conversation below. Thank you so much for taking out some of your time and hanging out with me for another one today. I do hope this was therapy for you. It always is for me. And until I see you again, make sure you are being gentle with yourself. Talk to yourself nice, stay safe, and I will see y'all in the next one. Bye.
We could be so distant. We could be falling in love.